All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we are tackling the ultimate black box, the system that literally dictates the success of billions of uploads across the globe. I mean, you know the feeling, right? Why does an upload sit there doing absolutely nothing for 3 whole days and then, boom, it just suddenly explodes? Well, welcome to the most direct, data-driven look into how this recommendation engine actually operates. We're going to bridge everything from basic studio metrics all the way up to advanced deep learning architecture. But to really understand this, we've got to shatter the grand illusion of content creation right now. As YouTube's own engineers have flat out said, the system doesn't push videos to people. It's not some giant megaphone. Actually, scratch that. It operates completely in reverse. It's a matchmaker. Its only job is to find the right videos for specific people. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at the beginner's metric toolkit, decoding your traffic sources, the ultimate metric of satisfaction, inside the neural network, and finally, your channel growth playbook. Section 1, the beginner's metric toolkit. Let's start with the absolute core numbers every single creator just has to master. Because honestly, the whole system really just boils down to asking 2 fundamental questions about every single upload. Will someone click? And if they do click, are they actually going to stay and watch? And these map directly to your click-through rate, or CTR, and your average view duration. These 2 are basically the heartbeat of your channel. Now, if you're pulling your hair out over a low click-through rate, just take a breath. Did you know that between 2 and 10% is the official baseline CTR for half of all channels on the platform? Yeah, so that gives you a much more realistic target right out of the gate. And your dashboard actually visualizes this retention perfectly. Like, if you see a super steep drop right there in the first 15 seconds, well, your thumbnail promised something that the actual content didn't deliver. Or if you see a sudden cliff later on, that usually means a jarring topic shift just chased your viewers away. Which brings us to a huge lesson in algorithmic signaling. Radical simplicity and clarity are your best friends here. They tell the system exactly who your content is for. Take an education channel like the Organic Chemistry Tutor. Super plain, incredibly direct titles. Compare that to some vague clickbait vlog titled, "This changed everything." That vague packaging, it just creates a confused signal and you're gonna get penalized for it. All right, Section 2, decoding your traffic sources. It's time to look way past total views and figure out exactly where they're coming from. Because your traffic source tells a totally different story about your audience. You absolutely need to know if people are finding you through browse features, like the homepage, or suggested videos on the sidebar, or just direct search. And notice how drastically your CTR shifts depending on that source. Search is almost always high. We're talking over 12% here because of viewer intent. They are typing in exactly what you're offering. But browse, that's usually much lower, maybe around 3.5%, simply because you're competing on that incredibly crowded homepage. So a dropping CTR isn't necessarily a bad thing at all if your homepage impressions are just skyrocketing. Moving on to Section 3, the ultimate metric, which is satisfaction. Above clicks, above pure watch time, this is the one that really rules them all. See, the platform is constantly surveying users to figure out if they actually enjoyed what they just watched. Tom Scott's famous garlic bread in space experiment proves this brilliantly. He didn't pad it out into some 20-minute vlog just to squeeze in ad revenue. No, he delivered on his promise cleanly in 6 minutes. That concise, truly fulfilling content beats artificially dragged out videos every single time, because those positive survey responses, they heavily influence future recommendations. And satisfaction also perfectly explains format saturation. Think about the 100 days in Minecraft trend. If your format is identical to a channel 10 times your size, the system is always going to default to the larger proven data set. Why? Because the algorithm knows the giant channel guarantees satisfaction. So, to break through, you've got to find those unique angles the massive channels just aren't covering. Let's level up. Section 4, inside the neural network. Time to pull back the curtain on the actual Google deep learning system that runs the whole show. To process over 14 billion videos in literally milliseconds for 2 billion users, this neural network uses a massive 2-stage pipeline. Stage 1 is candidate generation. This narrows the whole catalog down to a few hundred videos per user based on co-visitation patterns. Then, Stage 2 is the ranking model, which scores those finalists using hundreds of different features to predict expected watch time. And guys, this is exactly why niche clarity is so absolutely crucial. If you're constantly shifting topics, kind of like Ryan Trahan did super early in his career, you become what Google engineers call a null candidate. Now, you don't actively get penalized, but you basically turn invisible. The system simply cannot build a reliable fingerprint for who your viewers actually are. The whole system is constantly wrestling with this thing called the explore-exploit problem. It exploits by serving up those proven hits to guarantee satisfaction, right? But it also has to explore by testing unproven videos with small audiences to find tomorrow's viral hits. It's always balancing safe bets with new tests, prioritizing long-term user return over short, exhausting binge sessions. So here's the incredibly good news for you. Your true competition is not the massive creator with 10 million subs. It's really not. The system's prediction for your new upload is based entirely on your own channel's history. To trigger that explosive algorithmic expansion, your new upload literally only has to beat the baseline metrics of your own last 10 to 20 uploads. That's it. All right, let's bring it all together. Section 5, your channel growth playbook. Let's turn this into an actionable strategy you can use today. The modern playbook is pretty clear right now. Use vertical shorts for massive top-of-funnel discovery. Why? Because the shorts feed actively surfaces content from channels with 0 subscribers. It's a goldmine. Then you use horizontal long-form content for building deep trust, search ranking, and of course, that higher monetization. Basically, use shorts to find your audience and long-form to keep them around. On a practical level, you should absolutely be using the studio's test and compare feature to A/B test your thumbnails. Find out exactly what resonates. But remember the golden rule of testing. Isolate your variables. Don't go changing the title and the image at the exact same time, or you won't know what worked. And always, always ensure your visual promise matches your content. You have to maintain that viewer satisfaction. Constantly checking in on your analytics is what ensures you actually spot these trends in audience retention and traffic. You have to let the data tell you if your content is actually reaching the right people and if it matches where your viewers are coming from. So ultimately, you have to ask yourself a hard question. Are you building a clear, satisfying library for a specific human audience, or are you just blindly chasing lines of code? Because I promise you, once you focus entirely on human satisfaction, the algorithm stops being this huge mystery and becomes your ultimate amplifier. So, what will your next signal tell the system?